Hey, sorry I'm late. Uh, I'm really sorry that I'm late, but it's just I had stuff to do. I had to close work. Um, but anyway, we are here. Plus, I was actually checking out a lot of stuff about Vanguard. Um, I can't play the beta. I got no space. I got no space in my Xbox. I know I need to get a new one if I want to play the next one, but no. I think I'm gonna skip this one. But more of that coming later. But let's talk about the topic right now of if ammunition types actually help COD. And if you kind of look at it, you know, the how to put it, I understand what they're trying to do, but it's just no, just 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 no. Um, and I really have a problem with what they're doing, and I think if we're being honest, I think Vanguard is going to be the Call of Duty that I'm going to skip. It. I mean, I think Sledgehammer's is not understanding. They fixed some issues, but then I started to see, the live streams, the videos of COD creators, pointing out certain things, good, bad, or what needs to change. And to be perfectly honest, I was paying attention to the gun sounds, and it reminded me of the gun sounds of Advanced Warfare. That it was all generic sounds, and I was like, "Fuck no." And you could say, "Oh, well, it's just particularly of the MP40 or particularly of this weapon." It's like, no, I heard all weapons. All weapons sound the same. The thing that actually also bothered me was one thing that Ackman pointed out in his not in his latest video, but in the second to last that he just released, recycled animations. And then I started to look at the animations of World War II. Holy shit, it's recycled animations. Oh man, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in Sledgehammers. And not only that, that of I know Exclusive Ace made a topic like there's no factions, but then I never paid attention exactly to the scoreboard until that small detail was like I saw it, my team, the enemy team. Are you serious? In a World War II game? And the ammunition types. Let's talk about the ammunition. Ammunition types. The short answer for them to actually exist in Call of Duty, yes, they can, but they're badly implemented. They're badly implemented. I should have had this. Um, I should have had this early. Oh, there we go. Let's talk about them. There's subsonic, FMJ rounds, frangible, armor piercing, incendiary, lengthening, and hollow point. There's a big problem with how they're putting. Yes, this types of ammo actually exist, but here's the thing. That's more for a setup in modern times than World War II. First of all, no soldier in World War II was carrying incendiary rounds all the time in the loadout. It was Like I stated previously on the last two streams, either soft point or either FMJ. Because of, and it was also just one caliber per each. So if you had an M1 Garen, it was always 30-06 that you carried, and all your buddies, the ones who carried the submachine gun, the Toms under the Grease gun, it was 45 ACP, and that's it. No caliber conversions. This Springfield's bolt action rifle, it's 30-06. So even if you were with the guys that had the M1 Garen, they could just give you a clip, 8 bullets, even though it carries 5, the rifle. But you got 3 spares just in case. So, in that regards, it's stupid, the ammo conversion. But the ammunition types, it's not viable for a World War II game. But for Call of Duty moving forward, in Modern Warfare setups, in you could say in Cold War somewhat, in Black Ops, uh, they actually work. But the thing is that the ones that they're presented over here, they seem they're somewhat repetitive. For example, FMJ rounds. So you're assuming that everybody's carrying soft points when FMJ is almost like standard. Nowadays, it's standard in the military, unless you're issued the OTMs, open tip match. But that's in selected units and in selected missions. Generally, you would get FMJ rounds to carry on your duty. Um, they have bullet penetration, but then you have armor piercing that creates more penetration. It's like if you want to have a bullet that has penetration, just put armor piercing. FMJs is just so redundant and weak. Lengthening, that boosts this bullet velocity. Are you serious? It's like that would be for Warzone exclusive or ground war. Other than that, it's no use in 6v6, neither on 15 or 14 versus 14. I think they have. It's useless. I mean, you would understand it in a sense of way for the sniper rifles and the marksmans, but not like that. Just not like that. Incendiary, I understand it. The one incendiary bullets. Although for the era, it was not. I think you had more so of tracers instead of incendiary rounds. I mean, it was more prominent, but regardless of hollow point, it actually made me question one thing. If we're gonna go with hollow point bullets, going forward from this Call of Duty onwards, I think then you have to remove stopping power, because having hollow point rounds that increase damage and act like frangible disabling in Vanguard, it's like, no. I think what they should do is that it increases the damage. The damage overall is just the torso, like they stated. The fragile disabling, maybe, but I think the con with hollow points is that it decreases penetration. So even if you're shooting through wood or through very thin cover, it doesn't have that much penetration. A hollow point in real life, if they're trying to go with it, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't penetrate as well as an FMJ, as an AP round. Like I said, it does work, but not for World War II setups. It's it's so dependable on, and I think What would be the perfect example? I think the perfect example is what many have said, is that you have all these ammo types, but most of them don't have downsides. And I think that you should have some downsides on them. The only one that I think uh, should be taken out is the FMJ rounds. FMJ rounds. Oh no, and also frangible. Frangible. I don't see them using it except for snipers and marksmen. But then when you reach hollow point, frangible rounds become irrelevant. So on that perspective, it's like then remove FMJ and frangible. Subsonic, you can understand it to a degree, but that would be more so for SMGs and assault rifles in modern times, rather than having World War II guns, where at that time having suppressed weapons, it was badly viewed. Let's just put it that way. It was badly viewed. So their themes of realism, it's more so dictated on their fictitious World War II setup that they have actually learned through history lessons and everything, rather than actually being concrete on what they want. The reason that modern warfare actually worked was because there was the most realism we ever had in a Call of Duty. Because caliber conversions, barrel lengths, different muzzle devices, different optics, different stocks, not just stock, no, different pistol grips, under barrels, mag size. You can Frankenstein your weapon, and that actually carries some realism towards it. The dynamic of the weapons itself, how do they respond in certain ways? Even though they had the frangibles, frangible wounding and frangible disabling as perks, nobody actually touches them. I've never seen a gun that had them. Not even sniper rifle. And I tried it in sniper rifles. That one, frangible wounding, and it's like the most useless perk ever, even in sniper rifles. Even frangible disabling. You would use sleight of hand or FMJ just to shoot them through cover, and that would be it. I mean, or you just use stopping power rounds and just to have a little bit of extra damage, and that's it. And for that, you could actually, if you're going with ammunition, if we're going with ammunition types forward, not in this Call of Duty, but going forward, the ones that I would actually keep, subsonic, you know, increases sound suppression, but also reduces bullet velocity. Um, that would be good. Right now in the beta, it doesn't have that decrease in bullet velocity. I would have that one. I would have armor piercing, for penetration, bullet penetration in vehicles and kill streaks. And I would have hollow point, increased damage and increased penetration. And I would have no stopping power as a field upgrade. With those three, you can actually do it. Because incendiary, the gimmick of burning your opponent while you shoot it is like, it's understandable, but it's like that's just more so aesthetic than functional. Lengthening, increasing bullet velocity is like that's for greater maps, but for that, why not create the kill streak that if you guys played Medal of Honor 2010, there was an option to actually have match ammo that actually increase the bullet velocity that you had on your weapon, regardless of, and with your team, like that. And that was actually helpful against armor plated, and the armor plated kill streak. So I would go that route. I would just carry those three because why have incendiary? Why have frangible? Why have uh yeah, why have a FMJ make it standard? That'll be it. You don't need have two levels of penetration. It's almost like in they're trying to make it like the ammo types of Mass Effect. Have all these various types of, and it's like it's useless because once you get to a certain level, it's like I'm referring to Mass Effect One, not Mass Effect Two and Three. Mass Effect Two and Three, they resolve the ammo issue. Just level up the same type of ammo in order to increase its effect, and that's it. But in the first one, you had several types of ammunition, and you're like, the hell is this? So it's it's useless. It's useless to have a lot when you can just reduce it to one, two, three. Yeah, just three. I have it at three here. Well, you could say four because FMJ could be the standard, but then you have armor piercing, you got hollow point, and then you have subsonic. That's it. That's your three that you can choose on your weapon. That's it. You can actually make an attachment, but actually add the cons on it. Because if you don't have the cons on attachments on those specifically, then more people are gonna use them. Say, oh well, it doesn't have any penalties. So with my other 9 attachments that I have in my weapon in Call of Duty Vanguard, it will actually help. But then we go back to what we said 2 streams ago, and we repeated last stream also. It tells you that the gun they're trying to make guns that feel like shit when they have no attachments. And if you go that route, then what's the point of having a base gun without attachments and having challenges with no attachments if you're gonna make the gun be impossible without them? Like I discussed, Modern Warfare's guns without attachments, they feel decent, like you can still use them. It's more so the attachments improve either a little or a medium. They don't improve like a hell of a lot because the base gun is decent enough. But I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to do with that. Making base guns trash and then just with almost overkill or overly attached attachments. And so ammunition ammunition types moving forward actually works. For Call of Duty Vanguard, I think they're going to be a problem down the road, especially when you consider that you can have hollow point, and you would see a lot of guys running hollow point rounds because it doesn't have the decreased penetration. And if they don't add that penalty of decreased penetration in hollow point bullets, then you cannot diverse. Also with the subsonic rounds, it's like the first, since it doesn't have the decreased bullet velocity, many people at the beginning is like they unlock the suppressor, subsonic rounds suppressor, try to find me in the map even with the perk, which I agree with the other COD creators, content creators, is that having that perk, that's going to be a crouch, and it's going to be almost useless when that combo hits. When you reach those lobbies that they have already those 2 attachments unlocked in their weapons. So I would suggest that they build it in, or return the minimap as how it was, before Modern Warfare. Another thing that regarding the minimap, that kill streak, the spy plane, only calling one on each team, that actually has a bigger problem because the advantages of calling that your team calls multiple UAVs or spy planes is the fact that on the other team, for example, in score streaks, well, it's actually easy because you just reload your launcher or with your LMG or your weapon, you shoot down those spy planes or UAVs and gain points in order for you to build for your own kill streak. Um, or just get the launcher challenges out of the way and then just go and hammer down. But it is to avoid losing that radar that easily because imagine you call in a spy plane in this game that it's called Intel, I think, or I think it's spy plane still, but regardless, you call it in and you cannot call another. It's shut down, and then it's like, we need to call another. Somebody calls it, but I cannot call. There's no second one in the air for your team, and they keep shutting down, keep shutting down. Or even if it's on the air, it seems useless. So I think they need to fix it or put a timers like you cannot call it until this time runs out. There's a lot of details over there, and I think they need to address it. Now, as you can see for the title, they should actually add another mod to Call of Duty. And I've been thinking about this one. I think since Modern Warfare hit, because I actually follow this YouTuber called Jester, specifically Jester814. He plays Arma, but there was actually a question that I actually asked him: if the Modern Warfare engine uh, was perfect or a good basis for the next Arma, and he said yes. And that actually got me thinking: why not Call of Duty creates, based on the Modern Warfare 2019 engine, uh, like it releases and it's like almost like a sandbox, almost like a forge, its own forge from Halo. If you recall, Halo 3 it started with Forge, that you can create your own levels, your own maps, uh, and design them. Why not, in a sense of way, you can say copycat that and actually give it to us players. You know, not it, I know that it might be heavy because it's a lot of things and geometries and all that. We can actually, you could say you could sell it apart, but in the other way, it's more so like it would you would have to ship it or give it. Oh, hey, Shuni. You would actually have to give it to the people, as a separate game, but already have everything that Modern Warfare 2019 has till date. All the weapons, all the operators with their costumes, and I understand that they could milk it, because selling the packages, but the ones that you have uh, already on your Modern Warfare game, they just detect it and just go through, or just put every blueprint on it and make it like a sandbox where your 150 players can be in one server. You know, like give them Verdansk or give them the chance to clean up Verdansk, remove all buildings and from the terrain create their own little city, little base or farming thing. That would actually work. Imagine having 25 guys or 30 guys against 120 zombies. And the goal of the game would be reach one point to another. for extraction, the surviving ones. I mean, that would be interesting. Having that mode, that creative mode, I would actually make it will not make Call of Duty greater than Halo in that regard, in the Forge mode that's in the sandbox thing, but it would actually, I think it would beat the shit out of Battlefield 2042 in that regard, because for as much as they're selling that right now, that you can create your own matches and everything, the thing is that in Battlefield you can just do Battlefield things, stupid shit. But I feel like they still have, I don't know, they haven't shown us precisely that. It's more so that they have recordings, but they're not recordings of their matches. It's more so they have created videos of those types of things. And I think the reason that they're actually showcasing us that way in that regard, what they're trying to do in Battlefield 2042, I think it's because they're still having issues with that sandbox. Like they're, and I bet you that in the first few months they're gonna have bugs and glitches, and it's going to crash. Because look at the time. We're in mid September. No open beta, neither a private beta for Battlefield content creators, neither gamers in general. Where is it? And the little clips that you keep showing us is more so like a video you created with advanced CGI that looks similar to your game, and that's it. And right now, what Activision Infinity Ward have on the Modern Warfare engine, they can just, you know, make it sandbox type with all the info you have. Hey, you want Modern Warfare sandbox? Here's the game. Instead of paying 70, you just sell it at 50. And you're welcome for the idea, Activision. You can actually do that. Just give me credit on it. But you can actually do that, and people will buy it faster than you can actually convince everybody to buy Vanguard. And Vanguard, it's a great Call of Duty, because right now Vanguard is going on decline. There's a lot of stuff that's coming out that, even though they say that they're going to fix and everything, the way they're selling it, the way they're promoting it, it's like everybody's hating it. I think I think Sledgehammers doesn't understand the identity of what is a Call of Duty game, and they're trying to grab things from other games and put it in half-ass in a Call of Duty game, and it's not working. It's just not working, and so I think I think Vanguard is going to be a lost cause down the road. It's going to be the last one for Sledgehammers, and we just had to wait and see. But what they put on the front of ammunition types going forward for Modern Warfare games, and I don't know if they're going to continue Cold War or Black Ops a little bit in the future, or what the hell Treyarch is going to do for the next game. But if it's like around the modern setup, it actually can fly. It actually works. It just needs to be properly balanced, and it needs to be, you could say, simplified, because having those many types of ammunitions, one, you're not a sandbox. Uh, like, you're not Arma, you're not Escape from Tarkov, you're not PUBG. You need to leave? We're almost done. We're closing. But hey, I mean, that's a good idea, but I'm sorry, but you're not those games. And you still don't understand how to implement it on Call of Duty. So, but anyways, they extended the beta, but I still have no space on it. Um, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I'm just gonna keep watching streams. Um, but yeah, it just seems that there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that actually needs to be fixed, removed. Uh, they actually need to put factions. I don't understand why the no faction thing when in reality you got a lot. You got the Axis, that was the Germans, the Japanese, the Italians. Uh, you can actually put that as like Axis in this theater in this front, like Germans against British, or Italians against Americans, or Japanese against Americans or British, or Australian forces, because some of the fleet in Japan actually invaded Australia. You know, you could put in as an operator Hugh Jackman. He's an Australian that will play an Australian in the battlefront of Australia. Terrible pun, but hey. Anything. Anyways, we'll just gotta wait and see. I think this Call of Duty is gonna be a lost cause. I'm gonna try to get a YouTuber to actually discuss this disaster that Sledgehammer has brought to us in this Call of Duty, in this 3 year cycles. So, if not, we're gonna still stream Monday 2 p.m. Central. This time it's going to be on time. Sorry for the delay of today, but when you have work, and you gotta close it. So, anyways, I hope you like it. Like, share, subscribe. I just I think everybody's now either going back to Cold War or going back to Modern Warfare. Like, this year's Call of Duty is not going to be like the most purchased. I think with this one we have stated, if the purchases are down for Vanguard, then we have stated that Sledgehammer is just not a COD developer. They don't understand Call of Duty, and I think they don't, and they won't. So, anyways, oh yeah, a quick update on the a quick update on the COD Ghost rewrite. It's on the middle. I just finished up because I had to spur of the moment last night to actually finish some of the details in multiplayer and actually fixing, adding and fixing the ammunition types that Vanguard introduced. because because it's a good idea. It's just badly implemented. Sorry, Sledgehammers. You don't implement it like that. So I had to fix it on my rewrite. But anyways, that's until I have everything ready. And if Infinity War wants to contact me on it, I can give them the details on it, on how it's close enough to be. But anyways, like, share, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the stream. We'll see you all 2 p.m. Central Monday. And until then, take care. Peace out. Oh, and have a nice weekend.